Hi, this is Lisa Loves to Crochet and Knit. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this little granny square. It's super easy. It's a good beginner project. You don't need a lot of yarn. You only need a crochet hook, and remember that using the bigger crochet hooks, this is done with a J and this is done with an H, and you can see that one is just slightly bigger than the other. So the smaller the crochet hook, the smaller your stitches are going to be, the tighter, and the smaller your holes in between are going to be. So you can use any size hook you choose. I'm going to use an H hook for this next one. And then you're going to need a pair of scissors and a tapestry needle to weave in your ends. And a few different colors of yarn. So I'm going to start with a slip knot, and how I do that is I pull up the yarn from my hand, and I have the end here, so the base of the yarn comes out from the bottom of my hand, and I'm going to wrap it around my index finger and under my thumb and then over my thumb, and it kind of creates like a cursive J or a cursive L, however you want to perceive that. And then where it crosses, the yarn goes over the one from my thumb. I'm going to grab that, pinch that, and I'm going to flip that and put that on my finger. And then I'm going to pull up the loop using that yarn, and I'm going to tighten that on my crochet hook. So now it's tightened. I have a slip knot, and I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3. There's 4. So I'm going to use those 4 stitches to start my granny square. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a double crochet in the third 1, 2, 3, 4th stitch or 4th chain from my hook, and I'm going to put 2 double crochets in that stitch. There's 1, there's 2, and that's the first part of a granny square. And I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to put a 3 more double crochets in that same stitch. I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to put 3 more double crochets. I'm going to chain 2 more. I'm going to put 3 more double crochets in there, in that same spot. There's 2. There's 3. And then I'm going to chain 2. And then I'm going to slip stitch to the 1, 2, 3rd stitch. There's my slip stitch. Now I'm going to chain 1 and pull up a loop and make that a knot. So this is the beginning part of my granny square. So now I'm going to change colors. So I'm going to use teal, and I'm going to start with another slip knot on my hook. And I'm going to insert my hook into the chain 2 space, and then I'm going to make a single crochet to attach it, and then I'm going to chain 2. There's my chain 2, and now I'm going to put 2 more double crochets in that same spot. There's my 2 more double crochets. Now I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to put 3 double crochets in the next part of the chain 2 space. So I'm just working in the chain 2 space right now. And that's basically all you do, is work in the chain 2 spaces all the way around. There's 2, here's 3, Now I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to put 3 more double crochets in that because it's a corner, because I'm going to be turning. Now I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to put 3 more double crochets in this corner. And then chain 2. And I'm going to put 3 more double crochets because it's a corner, so I got to turn it. I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to put 3 more double crochets and then next chain 2 space. Got to pull some more yarn here. And then I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to put 3 more double crochets in there. And that same chain 2 space. Remember, because I'm making it a corner. Okay, so there's my 3 double crochets in there. I'm going to chain 2. And I'm going to put 3 more double crochets in the next chain 2 space, because this is my last corner. So I'm going to put those 3 in there. Okay, there's my last 3 of double crochets. Now I'm going to chain 2. And I'm going to go in 1 to the 3rd chain for a slip stitch. There's my slip stitch. Now I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to cut my working yarn, and I'm going to pull up this loop and make this a knot. So there's your second color of your granny square. Now I'm going to do gold for the 3rd color, and I'm going to start with a slip knot again. Tighten it on my crochet hook. And then I'm going to start in this same corner that I left off in. And I'm going to, I usually try to crochet over my ends to start with, so I have less weaving in to do. And so I'm just going to attach it with a single crochet again. And I'm going to chain 2. And then I'm going to do 2 more double crochets in that same stitch as the chain 2 space from below. Because remember, this is creating a corner. And so now I'm going to chain 2. And I'm going to work in the next chain 2 space. So this is where I'm going to put my next set of 3 double crochets. And I'm going to chain 2. Oops. And then I'm going to put 3 more double crochets in the next chain 2 space. Chain 2, because it's a corner. And I'm going to turn. So now I got to put 3 more double crochets in that stitch. So I'm going to repeat that pattern the rest of the way around. Put in 3 double crochets in each of the chain 2 spaces except for corners, and then you got to put 2 sets of 3 double crochets and a chain 2 in each corner to make it turn. Okay, so I've made it to the end. Oops. And I'm just going to complete this round, and I make sure I have 3 double crochets and chain 2s, and then so this has got to be another corner, So I gotta put my last three double crochets around this corner. There's my last three, and then I'm going to chain 2, and then I'm going to go in 1, 2, there's a third, and I'm going to do with a slip stitch, and I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to cut my working yarn. And now I'll weave in my ends, and I'll see you when I get done with that. And so there you have a granny square. It's super simple. It takes up your leftover yarn, and just make sure you weave in your ends, and you're all set to create more of these, to create an afghan or a hat or whatever you choose to make with that. But there's your granny square. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.